The latest season of Outer Banks might have solved previous mysteries, but the adventures will continue and everything suggests that they'll be bigger than ever. The cliffhanger at the end of Season 3 promises that Season 4 will bring new, more frightening and engaging things to the table. After happenings in Season 3, Outer Banks now feels like a clean slate as the first so-called trilogy is finished. The Pogues' new adventures might lead them anywhere and anything might happen. At the end of the season, we saw the crew after a major time jump accept the captain's log of Edward Teach, better known under the name of Blackbeard, and another mystery is upon them. The important thing about Blackbeard is that he was a real historical figure who had supposedly hidden a mysterious treasure. Blackbeard was a captain of the Queen Anne's Revenge, and his actions became very romanticized by modern media and became typecast for other pirates. Even 300 years after his passing, Edward Teach is still considered a legend, but he was also known as a very dangerous person who was feared by his enemies. It's very easy to imagine that during his reign in the deep waters, he collected many treasures before he passed away. The Pogues might find themselves looking for treasure they couldn't even imagine. The Holy Grail. If Outer Banks' Blackbeard will be anything like in the legends, our crew should be worried about their quest and their lives. During their previous adventure, it was discovered that there was a connection between Pope and Denmark Tally, which made Pope more interested in the hunt. Relations between the crew and the pirates whose treasure they're hunting might be a common occurrence in the show. With the introduction of Blackbeard, there's a chance that he's related to one of the protagonists. This adventure will also be different as Blackbeard is connected to Outer Banks. He was supposed to perish in North Carolina, and the log the crew was given was from the year of his passing. That might suggest that the quest will happen on their home turf rather than in different locations. What's more, the crew's need to enrich themselves is satisfied after El Dorado. This fact might change their attitudes towards the quest. They might take their time to reach their destination. This change of attitude is a perfect change for the writers to build the plot lines of the characters and give them more depth. And the new season will be full of drama, tension, and love stories to keep the fans hooked. While the hunt for treasures is the main theme of the show, it wouldn't be as interesting without love drama among the crew during their quests. One of the people whose possible romance arc might come true is Kiara. She found herself in the center of a romantic drama for the first moment of Season 1, when she started to look for the love of her life. She had a good thing going with Pope, but their relationship wasn't explored as Kiara was terrified to explore the tension between them. But the latest season suggests a twist. Kiara might have fallen in love with JJ. Unfortunately, their issues prevented them from exploring the possibility of getting together. This might change in Season 4. After El Dorado, JJ is loaded, which might influence his confidence enough to get together with Kiara. But there's still a threat in the form of JJ's father, who with the help of his son escaped prison with the promise of never returning. There's a chance that with the knowledge of JJ's wealth, he'll come to take a piece of it, and everything that JJ achieved might go in vain. Meanwhile, Kiara's parents looked proud of their daughter's achievements in the season's finale, which is surprising as Kiara doesn't meet their expectations of a well-behaved teenager. After finding El Dorado, Kiara might spend time in order to repair the relationship with her parents, who might have given her a second chance. Being on almost good terms with her parents will hurt her potential relationship with JJ, as he's known as a certified bad boy. A man like him shouldn't be around Kiara. Outer Banks 4 might address all of their struggles. Maybe even more interesting for the audience is the love triangle between Sarah, John B, and Topper. It looks like Sarah and John B might be still together even after she cheated on him. Their common love for quests bonds them, but there's still Topper, whom Sarah considers as her asylum when she and John B have a disagreement. However, this time Topper might find himself in danger from the Pogues in another of their fight engagements. It's probable that Sarah's confusion about her feelings will continue into the next season. To add to her confusion about her love life, Season 3 destroyed her father, Ward Cameron, who passed away in a heroic scene. But she's not alone in the feeling of confusion and grief. John B will have to process his feelings towards his father, Big John, and his passing. It's safe to say that John B and Sarah will have more than enough on their plate in Season 4. But let's not forget about another duo, Cleo and Pope, who also have big potential to become a couple in the next season. They clearly have a spark between them, and their feelings might be running even deeper. However, the duo comes from different backgrounds, where Pope has a career ahead of him, and the adventures are his pastime, while Cleo is a survivor who wants to continue with her adventurous lifestyle. Cleo is a very mysterious person, as the show gave us next to nothing about Cleo's background. background, but that might change in the next season. What's for sure is that her extensive experience on the seas under the guidance of Captain Terrence will come handy to the Pogues in their new quest. The new twists and turns are inevitable as the show gets more complicated each season, and Blackbeard's mysterious treasure won't be the only thing that will stir drama in season 4. The fans might have noticed that Rafe Cameron was missing from the show's finale, but the happening that unfolded in the last moments could mean that Rafe might return to being an antagonist. And the trigger might be his father's passing as Rafe tried to keep Ward safe. He instructed the Pogues to keep him safe, but Ward got shot. That might destroy Rafe because he finally earned Ward's respect, which he was craving. After his father's passing, Rafe will take control of the family's business. There's also a chance that he'll ally himself with Topper and will look for revenge. But after the time jump, the crew looks alright, which suggests that Rafe, instead of being hot-headed, might plan his revenge very carefully. With the two fathers out of the picture, in season 4 it might be time for the mums of the crew to shine. The fans don't know what happened to the mums of Sarah and John B. Everything could happen. The return of Big John might be an example of that. The father of John B was believed to have perished, and Ward Cameron faked his passing. The next season could confirm a fan theory that Cara Limbri is the mother of John B because she was so close to Big John. But mums coming on board in the next quest and helping their children to achieve their mission would be a very interesting thing to see. Season 3 ended with a moment after an unexplained 18-month-long time jump. But the fans don't have to worry about missing important moments, as season 4 will include flashbacks into the next season to fill the 18-month-long gap, according to Josh Pate. These flashbacks might show us how the crew chose to spend and enjoy their wealth. What's more, the showrunners tease that there's also a chance that the Pogues will finally leave their school days behind and will focus on their adventures. And the reason for that decision is very simple. According to Josh, it was very difficult to keep the characters in school as the actors are older. He said in an interview, "We just wanted to move them into a new phase in their lives and move them forward a little bit. With Outer Banks renewal, it's important to look at the cast, who's returning and whose plotline was already exhausted. With their characters being lucky and coming out alive from dangerous situations, all the main cast is returning to the show. Chase Stokes as John B and Madeline Klein, who portrays Sarah, will be back and will face a new mission. They will be accompanied by Rudy Pankow as JJ and Madison Bailey as Kiara, who might together stir the waters with their slightly forbidden romance. With Pope's new dilemma to continue attending school or pack his things and go on another adventure, it's pretty certain what he'll choose, and we'll see more of Jonathan Davis. And the crew wouldn't be complete without the fearless Cleo. And Carlacia Grant will return as well. Austin North and Drew Starkey will come to create more trouble for the Pogues. Unfortunately, with the tragic endings of their characters, the journey of Charles Halford and Charles Eston came to an end. Outer Banks 4 was confirmed in February, just before season 3 was supposed to hit the streaming service. The crew should get together once again in May when the shooting is scheduled to start. The release date of the next season wasn't confirmed so far, but there was a 1.5-year gap between season 2 and season 3. If everything goes as planned, we could see the show sometime during the summer of 2024. What's more, the showrunner plans to extend the show for a few more seasons, so the fans have something to look forward to. The showrunner Josh joked that by season 17, the OBX crew will be visiting Mars. But before that can happen, we'll have to wait for Outer Banks 4. So, are you ready for another mysterious treasure hunt in season 4? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.